Welcome to today's deep dive. Our mission today is to decode the specs and, well, the physical realities behind the Kramer ASPEN-1616UX 16x16 12G SDI matrix switcher.
Quite a mouthful.
Yeah, it really is. And we're using product details straight from HDTVSupply for this one. So to set the stage, imagine you're trying to act as a traffic cop.
Right, but obviously not for cars.
Exactly. Instead of cars, you're managing 16 massive fire hoses of raw 4K video data. And you have to route them to 16 different destinations simultaneously without dropping a single frame.
Which is honestly wild to think about. I mean, that is literally billions of pixels per second being handled by what is actually a surprisingly compact aluminum box. It's just 4 inches deep.
Wait, just 4 inches?
Yeah, just 4 inches deep. And it auto-adapts to data rates from, 270 megabits per second all the way up to 12 gigabits per second. It maxes out at full 4K resolution at 60 hertz.
Okay, but I have to push back a bit on the copper cable aspect here.
Yeah.
At 12 gigabits per second, traditional SDI cables usually tap out, right? They drop frames incredibly fast.
Oh, absolutely. Pushing 12G over copper is, well, it's like trying to yell a rapid-fire Morse code message down an incredibly long, echoing hallway.
So the echoes just smear the whole message together by the end.
Exactly. By the time it reaches the other end, it's a mess.
Yeah.
But Kramer gets around this without forcing a fiber optic upgrade. By using their equalization and reclocking technology, it doesn't just passively route the signal.
Right, so it actively intercepts that smeared code and rebuilds it.
You hit the nail on the head. That active reconstruction is the only way to maintain signal integrity over those distances. And the reach is pretty impressive. It can push a massive 12G 4K signal up to 80 meters.
Wow, 80 meters on copper.
Yeah, or if you're dropping down to a standard definition signal, it can push that up to 300 meters.
So the equalization basically boosts those degraded high frequencies, and the reclocking acts like a digital metronome. It takes those jittery ones and zeros and snaps them right back onto a precise timing grid.
Right, before sending them back out. But processing at that speed introduces a whole other challenge. Rebuilding the data on the fly is one thing, but remember, you're also swapping between 16 live camera feeds.
Yeah, so it's not just a traffic cop. It's like a pit crew repairing the cars on the fly while routing them.
Yeah.
Because if you cut from camera 1 to camera 2 and their timing is even a millisecond off, I mean, the viewer at home sees a massive jarring glitch, right?
Nobody wants to see that on a live broadcast. And that brings us to the Genlock clean switching feature.
Which does what exactly?
Well, instead of the cameras just firing off frames independently, Genlock provides a master reference signal. It forces the frame draw cycles of all the connected cameras to align perfectly in time.
So when you transition on this switcher, what's the actual sync difference?
It's no more than 2 lines of video.
Wait, 2 lines out of a full 4K resolution?
Yeah, just 2 lines.
That is completely microscopic. I mean, totally invisible to the human eye. Zero visual hiccups. But to achieve that kind of frame-level alignment, the user interface orchestrating it has to be completely bulletproof. You can't be fumbling through complex menus during a live show.
Oh, definitely not. That's why the operational side focuses heavily on really reliable control pathways. You get onboard storage for 8 quick recall presets.
Nice.
And the whole device can be driven via Ethernet, an RS-232 serial connection, or directly through its built-in web pages. It's very intuitive.
Right, but navigating those control options and integrating it's a $3,360 piece of professional broadcast infrastructure, that isn't exactly consumer-grade plug-and-play.
No, it's definitely a professional investment.
And that price point is exactly why the vendor experience matters, just as much as the hardware itself. If you look through the HDTVSupply page, reviewers consistently point out sales reps, like Rachel and Mike, for their expert guidance in configuring these exact setups.
Which makes total sense. I mean, when you're managing complex routing and those strict Genlock sync requirements, having a human expert who really understands the physical realities of the hardware is crucial. It ensures the deployment actually works when it finally goes live.
Exactly. So the next time you're watching a live broadcast and it seamlessly cuts between dozens of angles, just remember that there is an invisible piece of hardware perfectly reclocking and syncing billions of pixels every single second.
Just to keep that feed pristine for you. And, looking at the broader context of the HDTVSupply source material, there's an entire category there dedicated to 8K HDMI products.
Oh, right. Which actually leaves you with a fascinating question to ponder. As we inevitably push past 4K and get into those massive 8K data rates, will the physical limitations of copper cables finally become just insurmountable?
It's a great question.
We might be looking at an imminent, entirely new architectural redesign for the matrix switchers of tomorrow.